Is it question time already? I'm sorry if I'm like going ahead.
Please.
Sorry. Like with the conversation that you had with GPDR, like I haven't really read the law, but isn't it like the gist of it is basically it gives an impression that you as an individual would have more control of the data that you share to the company or like on the internet, right?
So first of all, I'm really surprised you've not read the law.
Like, me too. I mean, we've all everybody else in has read it.
Oh,
right.
Come on, Brian. Get with the times. Don't you like reading really long?
It's very long. yeah.
And second of all, full disclosure, this answer implies that I have not read the law. But my understanding is you're half right.
It's like sorry to add to my sorry to interrupt, but like the idea is like if you want to have your data deleted from a website, then you can do so with GDPR, right?
That is one aspect of GDPR. There are other aspects that have to be complied with to comply with GDPR besides that.
I see. Yeah. So, my question then would be, how would like I was always curious, like since like the data generated by or in analytics is basically anonymous. So if someone would want to have their data deleted from Google Analytics, how would GDPR come to play? Like, that's very interesting, right?
Right, because it's against Google Analytics terms of service to have personally identifiable information in it. So at one point, a few years ago, not with Universal Analytics, but the version before, what we'd often do is we'd send, for instance, if someone submitted a form, we'd send that email address into Google Analytics, and then we could see things like the keyword when Google Analytics still gave us the keyword and how they converted. Like, it was great. But that became a breach of the TOS for Google Analytics when they tried to anonymize everything. I don't know if you have to be able to remove your client. If someone requests data deletion as part of GDPR, if you have to delete them from Google Analytics, and I don't know if you could or if you'd need to, because it is anonymized. However, and this might be an argument for, it might be a problem, it's anonymized to us, but Google knows.
Right.
Like Google's Google Analytics documentation says they set an ID number when you visit a website. And when you come back, it knows it's you and that it calculates returning visitor.
Right.
By saying, oh, it's this ID has come back. Now, we can't associate that ID number with a person, but Google can.
Right.
And is that one? That's not the reason why, quote unquote, Google Analytics is illegal, from what I understand. That the Google Analytics is illegal in Europe argument has to do with where the data is stored and the fact that American privacy laws don't really protect consumer privacy because American intelligence can get into that. And so that's why Google Analytics is illegal in Europe, quote, air quotes.
Oh.
So that is, and so it's Austria, Italy, and I think the Netherlands are the 3 European countries who've decided that Google Analytics is illegal, and you can't opt into Google Analytics to comply. So you have to, you can't even use Google Analytics in those countries if you want to obey the law.
Ouch.
Right. Ouch.
How do you like measure data then? Anyways, that's
well, you can't use Google Analytics to use another system. So Now, Google is working on a solution, and frankly, Google has a lot of financial interest involved in finding a solution to compromise with on this. And as Tricia was saying a moment ago, GA4 does have some degree in which you can allow data to be processed in the European Union, for instance, if you're a European Union resident. My understanding is that's not all that Google Analytics has to do to comply, but again, I'm not a lawyer. So take all this advice for what it's worth, which is probably not a lot.